Saul's early life is a pivotal foundation in understanding his dramatic conversion and subsequent role as an apostle. Saul, later known as Paul, was born in Tarsus, a city in modern-day Turkey, and was a Roman citizen. Raised in a devout Jewish family, he became a Pharisee, a sect known for its stringent adherence to Jewish law. His education under the renowned rabbi Gamaliel in Jerusalem equipped him with a deep knowledge of the Hebrew Scriptures, contributing to his initial zeal in persecuting early Christians. This phase of his life is significant because it sets the stage for his radical transformation. Saul's background as a staunch defender of Jewish traditions, combined with his Roman citizenship and Hellenistic influences, uniquely positioned him to bridge cultural and religious divides after his conversion. Saul's early life is crucial because it demonstrates the power of personal transformation and underscores the theme of redemption. Before becoming a missionary for Christianity, Saul actively persecuted followers of Jesus, believing he was upholding his faith. This persecution is exemplified in the stoning of Stephen, the first Christian martyr, where Saul is described as consenting to his death. Another significant example is Saul's journey to Damascus with the intent to arrest Christians, a journey that led to his profound encounter with Christ. These examples illustrate his initial commitment to dismantling the early Christian movement, which makes his conversion even more remarkable. However, this transformation is not without its challenges and controversies. Some argue that Saul's zealous past should overshadow his later contributions to Christianity, raising questions about the reliability and motivations of his teachings. Others suggest that his transformation is evidence of divine intervention, serving as an inspiration for those believing in the possibility of radical change. While Saul's conversion is celebrated, it also provokes discussion on themes of grace and forgiveness, how a former persecutor can become a foundational figure in the faith he once sought to destroy. Saul's early life connects profoundly to his later works as Paul the Apostle. His deep understanding of Jewish law enabled him to articulate the message of Jesus in a way that resonated with both Jews and Gentiles. His past fervor and intellectual rigor were redirected from persecution to passionately spreading the message of Christianity. Understanding Saul's early life is essential not only for grasping the full impact of his conversion, but also for recognizing the profound shifts that characterize religious and personal identities. This transformation is a cornerstone of Christian doctrines about repentance, renewal, and the power of faith to alter a person's direction in life. Saul's conversion marks a pivotal moment in religious history, often described as the transition from staunch persecutor to one of Christianity's most influential apostles. Defined simply, Saul's conversion refers to the transformative event on the road to Damascus, where Saul, a fervent persecutor of Christians, experienced a profound spiritual awakening. This metamorphosis from a feared oppressor to Paul, a pillar of the early Christian church, underscores the power of redemption and the potential for change within the human spirit. The significance of Saul's conversion in relation to the overarching theme of from persecution to apostleship cannot be overstated. It serves as a testament to the transformative power of faith and underscores the belief that anyone can be redeemed and repurposed for good, regardless of past actions. Saul's journey embodies the concept of grace, central to Christian doctrine, suggesting that divine intervention can redirect even the most misguided individuals toward a path of righteousness. One real-world application of this concept is the rehabilitation and reformation of individuals who have committed crimes. Just as Saul was able to turn his life around, modern stories of personal reform highlight how support, guidance, and a change in perspective can lead to profound positive change. Another example can be seen in movements dedicated to eradicating prejudice and hatred, emphasizing that even the most ingrained ideologies can be overcome with understanding and compassion, much like Saul transitioned from persecuting Christians to championing their cause. Many theologians and religious scholars view Saul's conversion as a beacon of hope and a catalyst for spreading Christianity. However, some skeptics question the nature of his experience, suggesting alternative explanations such as a psychological transformation or a strategic political shift. Critics may argue that not all transformations are genuine or lasting, pointing to instances in which proclaimed conversions are used for personal gain or manipulation. Despite these challenges, Saul's story remains a powerful narrative of change and redemption. Intrinsically linked to other aspects of the arc, Saul's conversion illustrates the unpredictable yet powerful potential of personal awakening. It influences theological discussions on the nature of divine intervention and its impact on human destiny. Saul's conversion also serves as a foundation for understanding the spread of early Christianity, showing how an individual's transformation can have a ripple effect on entire communities, paving the way for new ideologies and movements to take root and flourish. Saul's zealous persecution of Christians marks a pivotal phase in his life, illustrating the fervor with which he initially opposed the nascent Christian movement. Saul, who later becomes the Apostle Paul, is described in biblical texts as a devoted Pharisee who vehemently defended Jewish laws and traditions. His persecution involved actively seeking out Christians to arrest or even execute, driven by his belief that they were blasphemers of the Jewish faith. This period of persecution is crucial as it sets the stage for Saul's dramatic transformation and highlights the extent of his fervent dedication, albeit initially misdirected. The significance of Saul's persecution lies in its sharp contrast to his later role as an apostle. Initially, Saul's actions were characterized by hostility and aggression, making his eventual transformation into a leading proponent of Christianity all the more remarkable. It underscores the message of redemption and change that is central to Christian teachings, demonstrating that no one is beyond the reach of conversion and redemption through faith. Saul's story serves as a compelling testimony to the power of divine intervention and the capacity for personal transformation. In terms of real-world applications, Saul's story is often used to inspire and encourage individuals who find themselves entrenched in their own dogmatic beliefs or adverse behaviors, showing that profound change is possible. Another example is the broader religious discourse, which sometimes draws on Saul's narrative to emphasize the potential for reconciliation and understanding between conflicting ideologies. Supporters of this idea often highlight the narrative of Saul's conversion as one of hope and the potential for divine grace to facilitate transformative change, promoting a message of forgiveness and renewal. However, the narrative is not without its challenges and controversies. Critics may point to Saul's past actions as being too easily overshadowed by his later contributions, raising questions about the extent of accountability and the potential for past wrongs to be forgiven. This point connects to other aspects of Saul's conversion, such as the notion of apostleship, by illustrating the radical shift in his identity and mission. Saul's zeal, once directed towards persecution, becomes instrumental in his tireless efforts to spread the Christian message. The same passion that fueled his persecution becomes a driving force for his ministry, underscoring themes of transformation and the redirection of personal conviction. Saul's conversion thus illustrates not only the power of personal change, but also the broader impact of such a transformation on the growth and spread of early Christianity. Saul's conversion from a fervent persecutor of Christians to an apostle named Paul is one of the most profound narratives in Christian theology. This transformation signifies a pivotal moment where hostility towards early Christianity pivoted towards its fervent expansion. Saul, a devout Jew and a Roman citizen, initially perceived Christianity as a threat to Jewish law and tradition. He was notorious for persecuting Christians, evidenced by his approval of Stephen's stoning, the first Christian martyr. However, on the road to Damascus, Saul experienced a dramatic encounter with the risen Christ. This event is described as a blinding light from heaven, a voice identifying as Jesus, and Saul's temporary blindness, signifying his spiritual awakening and newfound mission as an evangelist of the faith he once sought to destroy. The significance of this conversion cannot be overstated. It underscores themes of redemption, showing that no one is beyond the reach of grace, and highlights the transformative power of faith. Saul's journey, now as Paul, illustrates the possibility of change and forgiveness, becoming a foundational story of hope for believers. In real-world applications, Saul's conversion resonates with personal transformation stories and redemption, seen in modern contexts like addiction recovery or prison rehabilitation programs, where individuals radically change their lives. On a broader societal level, this narrative is reflected when former critics or opponents of a cause turn into powerful advocates for it, bringing unique insights and bridging opposing communities. Supporting opinions emphasize the story's inspirational nature, Theologians and scholars often cite Paul as an embodiment of ultimate conversion, advocating that his writings and missionary journeys laid the groundwork for Christianity's spread throughout the Roman Empire and beyond. Some view Paul's theological contributions, encapsulated in his epistles, as essential for understanding Christian doctrine. However, this narrative is not without challenges. Skeptics question the historical accuracy of the Damascus Road experience, proposing psychological or natural phenomena as explanations. Additionally, contrasting interpretations arise regarding Paul's teachings, with debates about his views on issues like gender roles and Jewish law. Saul's conversion influences other aspects of the main topic by highlighting the inclusivity of the Christian message. It serves as a catalyst for discussing themes of faith and change, illustrating how personal transformation can impact broader spiritual and communal landscapes. Saul's transformation from adversary to apostle remains a compelling testament to the enduring power of conversion and its ripple effects across history and faith.